lot of packs on the market these days with a lot of different features, but really you want to make sure you get a pack that's going to be durable to withstand the elements. You want to get a pack that's going to have all the features that you're going to want in a pack. You're going to want to have the carrying capacity that you need, and you want the pack to be comfortable. So today I'm going to show you what I like about my own pack. Right here, it's a nice Osprey pack. It's got a brain on the top here, where you can put things important like a first aid kit, like you might need on the trail, a headlamp, maybe a snack or two, things that you want to have accessible and not packed away into the main compartment, which that's what is here. One thing I like about this pack is that it's simple. Okay, it's pretty much just one giant main compartment with both top access and bottom access that'll zip up, so you can put your sleeping bag and things that you might need separate from the main compartment in the bottom. Yet you're not having a whole bunch of zippers, a whole bunch of exterior pockets, adding on to a lot of weight in the pack as well. Another thing about this pack that I like are the mesh pockets on the sides here. There's one on this side and one on this side, and then one on the back. So exterior pockets are good for, say, packing layers that you might need while you're on the trail, like a rain layer or things like that. Or say if you're taking a stop and it's cold, you can pull out a fleece or a down jacket to put on. And so it's nice, it's bright and accessible from the exterior pockets. And then obviously putting water bottles on these side pockets here are it's a very good feature. Speaking of water, let's talk about bladder compartments. This one has an interior bladder compartment. You can see here. You can stick a water bladder in there, and you'll notice that the hose is coming out the side of the pack, and it just straps right onto little elastic bands on the shoulder straps. And so that's a good way to have water on the trail. If you're not wanting to reach behind you to grab water bottles, you can just grab something that's right here, take a swig, and put it right on back. So that's also another good feature that I like about it. So let's talk about some of the components. The bottom, you've got your hip belt, and so that's going to be something that really you're going to have to try on yourself. There are a lot of different designs, and so it's really getting one that fits your body the way you want it to be. And so that's the hip belt. And then you've got your back panel here, and you'll notice that this has a little bit of a raised surface, which is really good for ventilation. You can imagine there being a lot of contact being on your back, and so if you can get something that'll vent well, you'll be a lot more comfortable. Then you have your shoulder straps here, and so you can have, there are a lot of different designs. I like ones with little elastic bands on them, because that way again you can put your water bladder hose in there, and just a lot of padding, you know, because there's going to be a lot of contact on your shoulders as well. Fitting your pack. So I'm going to go and put this one on. So shoulder straps, I'm going to buckle my hip belt here. But what I'm looking for with my hip belt is I want it to sit kind of right on my hips, okay? So that way you're putting a lot of the weight from the pack onto your hips and legs instead of on your shoulders. The shoulder straps really aren't meant to bear a lot of weight. Really, these are what's going to keep the pack from going backwards. It's going to keep the pack nice, tight to your back and attached to your upper body. And so you've got your hip belt, shoulder straps, and then you've got to have the sternum strap here. And what that does is that keeps your shoulder straps from moving around from either side, moving inward or outward randomly as you're walking through the backcountry. Some things I like to do with these is adjust them along the way. You know, say if my shoulders are getting tired, you know, I'm feeling a lot of pressure here, I can loosen this and put my shoulder straps out to the sides a little bit, putting some pressure on the outsides of my shoulders. Or if my hip's getting sore, I can loosen these a little bit and put a little bit more weight on my shoulders. There's nothing wrong with putting a little bit of weight on your shoulders, just knowing that the majority of the weight, you're going to be most comfortable if a lot of it's on your hip. But what really the main point here is adjustability. There's a lot of adjustment points that it can be made all from right here. I won't have to take the pack off while I'm wearing it to adjust where I'm feeling a lot of the load. As far as proper fit, we'll get back to proper fit. Hip belt right on your hips, shoulder straps coming right over the tops of your shoulders, and then you have this area here as a shoulder strap wraps over your shoulder and attaches to the back panel of the pack. Sometimes you may see packs that have a little bit of a gap here. this is what you don't want. You don't want to have any sort of distance in between the shoulder strap and your shoulder. And so if that's the case, you have these adjustable straps here. Loosen those a little bit. That'll bring that back down so you get a nice form fit there. So that way you're really distributing a lot of the weight around your body. So that's the goal there. The backpack is going to be really your most important piece of gear. This is going to be something that's going to be carrying all of your gear while you're out in the backcountry. And so making sure that you get the pack that fits you best is important. A lot of different brands out there, a lot of different models, different styles of hip pads, back panels, different technologies of load bearing. And so really, it's really worth going into your local outfitter, trying on packs, putting some weight into them, and you're not trying it on to see if it looks good, even though style points do count. You're trying it on to see if it's going to be carrying weight on your body the best way possible. And so that's why I like this one. So be sure to watch our other videos on packing your pack, distributing the weight inside the pack, so that way it's the most comfortable while you're on the trail. And come see us again for any other instructional videos on the outdoors that you may need. So.